Hello friends! So my name is Xander, and I wanted to do just a little demonstration of how I edit my pictures that I put on Instagram. This isn't really a tutorial, but I just wanted to kind of show off my process. I don't really have a structured way to do this, but this is just kind of how I've learned to do it over the years. The other thing is there's a little timestamp at the top, so you can see in real time how long it takes me to edit a photo, as well as not having to wait an entire hour for me to edit a picture. Anyway, let's get started. So normally I will edit RAW files, but in this case I'm editing a JPEG for reasons that are complicated. So I edit it in Camera Raw, and I basically just attempt to make a cleaner version of the image that has more natural colors. Second, I frame it so that it will be on Instagram. Instagram has a 4:5 crop ratio, so I want the sunset to be visible, so I'm moving it down within that crop ratio and kind of blending it in. Now what I'm doing is I am selecting some of the bokeh in the background and duplicating it so that it just has some more lights and visual interest in the background of the image. I'm also duplicating some of the sunflowers because there were more sunflowers in the background, but I thought it would be nice because you couldn't see them in this picture. The other thing is I'd normally take longer to mask things like the hair and the sunflowers, but because the background was so blurry, it kind of allowed it so that I could do that with no problem. I am blurring the last sunflower so it's more faded in the background, so it's more realistic with fill blur. I'm also extending the edge of the image over so that Ella's face is more centered. Now I'm checking 1:1 crop ratio to see how it will look on Instagram, and that means that I need to lower the sunset even more. Adjusting the bokeh around, and duplicating it some more. I tinted that little piece of bokeh as well, and now it's time for the skin, which is super fun. So I'm preparing it for frequency separation, although I am beginning with spot removal. So I'm just removing all the little blemishes on Ella's skin. So after this, I'm doing frequency separation, as you can see here, and applying image, and these are the settings you want to use if you want to do that. And I would definitely recommend to even skin tone if you want to get good skin in your image. But look it up because it's really, really helpful. Now what I'm doing is I am dodging the skin. So basically this process is highlight and contour. So I'm starting with a highlight. I duplicated it on a second layer so that I can selectively choose which areas of the face I want to brighten. Now I've tried to edit this image in the past multiple times, but it's really difficult because Ella is facing away from a light source, so that means the light source isn't symmetrical and it isn't even as well. So highlighting the face is really difficult. So as you can see, the highlight looks pretty good for now, but I'm gonna make it look really bad in a second, and that's because I realized that I needed to lighten up the entire face. Now when I lighten up the entire face, you can see that the tones are kind of off, so there's like that burnt orange. So I just barely added a gradient map, so now I can even out the skin tone by creating applying a certain color shade to each value of the face. Now I'm going to be working on the contour of the face, which is just using the burn tool, and this is on another duplicated layer. So now what I'm doing is I'm reducing the opacity of the highlight and contour layers so that it's more even, natural, and more suggestive of certain skin tones. And I also kind of lightened the whole face, and here what I'm doing here is I'm adding highlights to the hair and to the bright parts of the face as well. I'm testing IUTs there, disregard that. Oh, this is color. So I use selective color for this, and I kind of push the sliders back and forth until I find a tone I want. And I keep doing that for each selective color in the selective color dialog box. Selective color is definitely like what has pushed my color editing abilities forward, and I would definitely recommend it. What I'm doing here is I'm clipping curves layer to test even more colors. I'm going back and fine-tuning skin and highlight and contour. And I'm editing the eyes here. So when I edit eyes, I dodge the lower half, the lower third, and then I burn the top and edges of the eyes. Do the same for the other one. And then I reduce the opacity of that. So I'd recommend that's how you edit eyes, because other methods can look tacky. And I'm removing some of the blue from the shadows in this part. Now I'm messing with color even more. It looks kind of bad right now, but I'm going to reduce the opacity of this curves layer just to give it a more unique color effect. This right here, I tried to change the colors of the sunset, but ultimately I decided on not doing that because it was just too much color in one picture. So what I eventually do is I just change it to a curves mask and lower the brightness a little bit and tint the colors that way through each channel of the curves. I tried to make it more of a lilac sky, but that didn't work out too well considering the other colors in the image. Now I'm just reducing the appearance of Ella's beauty mark. And the editing is pretty much done. So by the time I upload this on Instagram, it's probably gone through VSCO just to tint the colors so it looks better on phones. And this is before and after. Yay! So this is an intensely colored image, and yeah, I will reduce that on my phone, but that's how I edit photos. Yeah, thanks for watching, and if you want to see more of my pictures, check out my Instagram at xnd.r if you haven't already. Thank you so much. Bye, friends!